I'm ready. Are you? Oh, yes, you are. I can sense it. We are all ready for the hottest podcast blending Second Life and real life. Boys and girls, it's time for the fourth wall with Paul and BK in three, two, one. Talk to me.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the fourth wall. I'm the scumbag superstar Paul Slater alongside my podcast partner BK and his lovely partner Z. And BK, we finally have somebody who's been, asked to be on the show. We've had a couple people suggest them to be on the show. We finally made time. BK, you want to introduce them?
Yeah, no, I think it's kind of one of those things every once in a while. You think he might have come up with some alts to suggest himself because we know he loves to talk about himself. But he is one of the most charismatic characters that we have had on the show in quite a while. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome TeJay Valatore to the show. TeJay, glad to have you on.
Glad to be here. What's everybody doing on this freaking planet?
On the planet? Well, right now we're talking to you, and then we have our listeners who are tuning in right now and listening. So that is what we are doing right now, because right now you, who we cannot lie, loves to be the center of attention. So the focus is on you since you are the guest. So we're just going to dig right into it. You are very, I mean, I've heard you talk. I've heard you talk about several things, even, just BSing with everybody back and forth. And you're always so energetic. How in the world do you keep that energy going at all times? You have some kind of lightning rod IV in your vein, IV or something?
I wish, to be honest with you, I had a lightning rod in my veins because that would be amazing. But really, I don't. I can't really answer. I can't really give a straight answer to that. It's just I've always had this level of energy. I've always had this. There's just something I cannot not explain. It's just unexplainable.
Makes sense.
Okay, so all right, so you wanted to be on the show for a while, and yes, we give you a hard time, and you want to be on the show, so here you are. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get right into it. You know how the show works. You've listened several times. You've talked. You've had questions. You've talked to us several times, so you know how this works. So you might as well go ahead and get into it. Let's start with your real life. The person who's running the TeJay Abby. How did you? First of all, learn about SL, and then because you are involved in so many different feds, I know you're involved in furry feds, I know you're involved in human feds, I know you're involved in mixed feds, and you've been all over the place. How did the real life person discover SL, and were you a real life wrestling fan before you got into SL wrestling?
So the real life me, just for the record here, first of all, TJ is my actual real name in real life. It's my real first name. I actually discovered the SL through a friend of mine up in New York after I had gotten fired from working at a factory. He brought me in, and first day out, he brought me to this nice little place called Duel Academy. I can tell you all about that if you want me to. If you don't, no big deal.
Tell us.
Absolutely.
So basically, I'm in my spare time, I play a lot of card games, Magic the Gatherings. I used to play Pokemon, Card Fight Vanguard. I also play Yu-Gi-Oh, which Duel Academy is centered around, or was centered around until recently. We just introduced Pokemon into it, the trading card game itself. And I went there my very first day in SL. I spent 4 months about tearing everybody apart because, well, I'm that level of good.
Oh, wow. Here we go.
Game. And then 2 months later, they made me a teacher. I know a couple of the staff deemed me way too dangerous to continue being a student. but I also had knowledge I could bring to them as well. As for wrestling, I have been a fan my whole life. Started out by watching the Monday Night Wars, switching back and forth between WWF and WCW, Monday Nitro, Raw, Thunder, SmackDown, you name it, every week, Monday, Thursday, Monday, Thursday. And then come to find out, my family had gone to a lot of the indie shows in and around Tampa Bay, and they kind of had an unknown hand in it, really. And also, a lot of my family liked to hang out with some of the stars afterwards, especially some of the legends. I know a few of them hung out with like some Jim the Anvil Neidhart, Ric Flair, the Hart Foundation, all of
That's pretty
them.
cool.
Yeah, it was really, really cool to know all about that. But I had been a fan my whole life, so I got to see Hulk Hogan, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, especially during the Attitude Era as well. Stone Cold Steve Austin, huge fan of him. The Rock, um, Val Venus, Al Snow. You can name legends, and I can tell you just about
So
the time.
so who's your favorite of all of them? Like who did inspired you to create your SL character as far as like your wrestling style, promo style, etc.?
Actually, it's twofold. So Undertaker is one of the purest strikers of all time in professional wrestling. Mark Calloway, great character, great person. But what really inspired my in-ring style was actually the Lethal Weapon, Steve Blackman.
Oh, nice. Wow, that's not a name you hear.
Yeah, that's one you don't hear at all.
Yeah.
No, it's not. But he actually inspired it quite a bit. That, and I'm also an MMA fan.
Oh, are
Oh,
you?
Yes, so I've watched UFC, Bellator. I do tend to go on YouTube nowadays and see if there's a fight that I like to see that I want to see again. I'll do that as well. And I'm glad that TKO came together. They've basically become the parent company to both WWE and to UFC, and that creates a lot of potential crossover as well.
yeah.
Very happy about that.
Aside from the fact that
Well,
they charge a mortgage to buy tickets anymore.
right.
All right, yeah. But how I got into SL wrestling, it was actually somebody that just brought me to a show. I was at Fusion. I'm like, I'm gonna get into this. I'm gonna get on the commentary table. Let's see where I go from here, and it's the
Is that
rest is history.
is that where you started? You started in Fusion?
Yeah, I started in Fusion. Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty
Okay,
interesting.
so yeah, we were there for a very short period of time, to be honest with you.
I see.
Okay, so
Jeez.
all right, so you're at Fusion, you start your commentating, and eventually, somehow or another, you ended up in the ring. I know you've wrestled. So how did you make that transition?
Well, I made the transition very, very simply. One, I'm not formally trained. I'm one of the few that can say that. But over the time of me being on commentary, I would pay attention to what was in the match cards, how the match cards were written, how things were done in the ring, how they lined up, how all of that went about. And I just studied that and studied that and studied that. And I learned from that mostly. And then um, Lux Tesla, I know that's not a common name.
Oh,
He taught me how to
we know
use the
Lux.
HUD. Yeah,
Yeah, we know Lux.
I know you do. But it's not a name you hear often anymore. He's actually the one that gave me a crash course on how to use the HUD, the Prime HUD, because that was the one he was using. That was the one I had. And then I took it from there. I learned how to, you know, do a lot of the other things. I learned how, within 2 days, I was already messing with gestures, all that good stuff, just to, make my own shit.
Nice, nice. So you
All right.
adapted. You adapted pretty quickly then, like pretty quickly to wrestling from commentating to wrestling.
I did. I spent a few more years after that on commentary, going around BCW, VWE, you name it. Even OEW. In fact, Paul, my first day at OEW, you were there
Yeah.
and did a segment of the cesspool. I remember it
Yeah.
because you literally
That's cool.
welcomed me to OEW that day.
Yeah, I remember.
Cesspool, one of the best segments ever.
I have to agree.
Except for the one I took over.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said it was very easy for you to do your transition, and you become an in-ring performer. And this question has been asked of everybody. You know what question is coming. You wanted to be on the show, so I'm hoping that we don't stump you, but at the same time, I do want to keep my record going. Who is your favorite opponent?
My favorite opponent. Okay, so I've got a bit of a twofer for you. One of them is Sparksy Lovingman.
Another one.
One of them is, in fact, Sparksy Lovingman, who I'm still been going up against to this day. I love working with him. He's fucking amazing. The other one, believe it or not, is TLC.
Nice. TLC from Premiere.
Okay, yeah. I've never
I've
worked with him, but I do know the name.
Yeah, worked him. A good guy.
I've actually during the Red Cross charity event about a year or two ago, I had a match with him, and he and I we were middle of the card. We stole the whole damn show.
And see, see what I'm talking about? Mid card, middle show, and you go out and steal the show. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yep.
You're supposed to make everybody it's like I said before, make everybody say, "Oh my God, I have to follow that." That's what every match should be. So good for you for doing that.
It should be, and it was actually I found out it was the first time that TLC had ever faced a furry.
Oh, really?
Yes, I was the very first one he ever faced.
Well, he's been pretty much a fixture in Premier Wrestling since he started. I don't think he's ever really been to any other feds.
I'm aware of
So,
this.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, TLC's a good.
Okay.
He's very good.
Okay, so you just got done saying that you were the first furry that TLC had ever faced. Now we know that you have a couple of different avenues. We know you have furry. We know you have human, and you mentioned one other one. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't know what you were talking about. But when it comes to your wrestling, do you prefer to wrestle as human or furry, and why?
I'm gonna say it's pretty equal on both. Really, they're kind of the same character. Sometimes I prefer wrestling as my furry, but there are other times where I just prefer to go in there and kick ass as a human.
Well,
Okay.
you had a
It's been
long. I actually paid attention to. You had a long feud with Boz and Winlow.
I
That
did.
you went across like DCWF and BCW with it, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
So I got to play both. I got to play both furry and human during that feud. It was probably one of my best feuds, but there's actually a bit of a backstory behind that feud that a lot of people don't know about.
Oh, let's know about it.
So it was me versus him for both the DCWF Digital Media title and the BCW World Heavyweight title. As the feud started, I was actually going in as BCW World Heavyweight Champion, a title I had earned within my first 6 months of being officially full-time in the ring. The DCWF title, though, was vacant, so Baza had defeated me for both titles in 2 different matches. But here's the part that a lot of people don't know, okay? I had won the BCW World title from Skillix, but one day prior to that, about 24 hours prior to that, real life hit. I was actually rear-ended. I was in a car accident, lost control of my car, and almost got hit by a truck and could have lost my life.
Jeez. Thank God
So
you're all right.
I'm doing okay now, but the accident left me quite hurt. So I did the match with Skillix hurt. And then me and Blazo, we were going to do this feud. So that feud there, that storyline, not only did we do it the way we did it, but it also allowed me to focus on getting my health back on track after that.
Oh.
Well, Paul said, very glad to hear that you're okay and you are still at it and you're doing what you enjoy doing. And we're all having fun with you around, even when you do say some of the most off the wall shit I've ever heard in my life, just out of the blue. Like earlier, when I asked you, is like, are you ready for today? Yeah. What are you doing? Disguise. What? You threw me. That was your answer. That was your answer to me, was like disguise. And I'm like, what?
How about how he blocked you when you tried to get him on the show? Remember?
Oh yeah, I need to
Yeah.
ask you about
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Why was I blocked?
I'll tell
Okay.
you why.
Okay.
Because you're a loudmouth.
Hold,
Oh
hold
fuck.
up. Hold up. One, everybody gets blocked. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, there
Oh.
was actually a reason you couldn't reach me, BK. I had actually set my Discord. It wasn't because you were blocked. I had actually set my Discord to not receive messages from anyone other than friends because of
Oh.
certain thing, or well, let's just say certain how do I put this? Certain
Just say it.
people were coming at me for a certain thing, and I'm like, no. Oh, hell no. I need to stop this before all of the. And they were all females, too. So you can
There
imagine
you
what
go.
they. Yeah, exactly.
My
They
DMs are
were all
always open for
very.
females. I don't block anybody.
Oh, so
They were all they were all like 18 to 20
Oh
something
yeah, there you go.
females
Yeah,
oh,
who
in other words, TJ's gigolo days come back to
yeah.
haunt him. Is what that's what it was.
exactly. Yep. Yep.
No, but what I find funny about the whole thing is that you were, and I'm not going to throw anybody else. I'm not going to say names, but you are one of the people who has like contacted us directly and said, "Hey, I want to be on the show," or "Hey, how do I get on the show?" And what I found funny is that you ask, and I said something to Paul. It's like, "Hey." I said, TJ, keeps saying something. I want to be on the show. And he's like, yeah, he keeps asking me too. And I said, all right, well, I'll get the chat started. And it's like you said, you had it set where you could only be friends. And I'm like, oh, so you want to be on the show, but you don't want to be my friend. And I'm not going to lie. The very first words out of my mouth was, fuck you. I was actually flipping my screen off. That was exactly the first words that come out of my mouth.
No, it's not. It's not that at all, BK. It was more or less. I had to stop a bunch of 18 to 20 something year old females, very young 20 something year old females, from trying to get at me and having those freaking previous days when I was younger haunt me before I got.
Got it.
Hey
Got it.
man,
Got it. Got it.
when you're
Got
the world champion, man, you can't stop it.
it. Hey,
You know,
what is it they say? What is it? Uh, Stacy, or who was it? Say, will you say the women want to be me and the men come to see me, and you
Yeah.
can actually then you can flip that around
Yep.
and say the men want to be me and the women come to see me.
The
I,
gigolo, TeJay Valatore.
Yep.
but no, these weren't
Yeah.
even girls in SL. They were just on Discord.
I got you. Okay, now, since we are speaking of females, and it is not a secret as to how my SL crossed over into RL, did not know this, but before we started recording, come to find out, you in real life took a trip to Branson, Missouri to go pick up the one and only Trixie Vondergeist, who has been a friend of ours for a long time, and she has been on the show. So you are another example that SL can cross over into RL and work.
That is correct. Yes. I did
So
take
I
a. Go ahead.
so I know Trixie is listening, and I know Trixie knows that we love her, adore her. But you have to tell me, what is it like with her in real life? Is she just as annoying?
She have that stupid
Let,
cat with her holding her.
Yeah,
let
yeah.
me let me tell you something, okay? Trixie is the sweetest,
Yes, she is.
the most loving and caring person I could ever have asked for in my life. She is the most, let's just say, deepest person I've ever had in my life, and she actually understands me. She loves me for me. Um, she didn't take me for what I had. She didn't take me for um what most people would think I have. She really took me for me. She fell for me, not for my not for money, not for just you know what at night for me.
Yeah,
And that is
yeah, yeah.
something that I can appreciate so much because so many have either wanted me just for money or they have wanted me for what happens at night. And it does get annoying. It does get, exhausting. And Trixie was such a breath of fresh air. And I will say this, yes, her and I do live together in real life now. So when her episode was going on, believe it or not, when her episode was going on, I was actually listening to it from the office.
Oh, okay.
I literally had my phone on. I was listening to it from the office.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and ask. Any plans for a wedding in the future?
Um, we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
No, no.
Hey, that's
You don't
between
get to.
them two, BK. That's between. That's
I'm
good though.
allowed to. I'm allowed to ask. We've known
Okay,
Trixie. We've known Trixie long enough.
okay. So,
I just said plans. I didn't say have you asked. I said are there.
wedding plans. We don't have. We haven't really planned that yet.
Okay,
So
that's fair.
We do have our reasons for that. When it comes to RL, we do have our reasons for that. SL though, we just haven't planned it yet. But there are plans for it in SL. I will
Nice.
say that.
Nice.
Okay, well, all right. That's a legitimate answer because they could answer either way. So that's perfectly fine. Didn't have any issues with that whatsoever. All right, so let's get back into your SL wrestling here. Now you've already said who your favorite, who your favorite opponents are. Who would you want to face in the ring that you have not faced yet?
That's a number of names there. I'm about to go through a list. Every member of Onyx. I'd love to face them.
Okay.
Now that's Isaiah, Ren Blackheart, Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
Zaya, Ren, and Jord.
Yeah.
I'd love to face
I
them.
couldn't think the other person. Yep.
All three of the Carson brothers. I would have said Henry Parker, but I actually had a match with him recently, and it was amazing. Amazing guy to work with. All the male members of the Pantheon. I'm not joking. Austin Knight and Brackman. Amazing
Okay.
guys to work with. Possibly Morgan Jones at some point. Let's see who else is there. There's a lot of people on the list, but one person, K-Pow definitely
K-Pow from VWE.
correct. A lot of the names I have are from VWE, but there's a reason for that. But one person I can say unequivocally. I don't care which Brackman, good or evil. Give me either one. I'll face them both. But one person that I have not shared the ring. Well, I've shared the ring with him once, but it was during a battle royal type situation. But I would love to have him one-on-one. The man, the legend himself, the one that actually turned me ring announcer.
He turned you ring announcer?
Yeah. He was
Okay.
he is the reason I am a ring announcer at VWE today. He is the reason I'm a ring announcer put all together. That would be Drewski Hawksley.
Oh my God. You all are, I swear to God, you all, every time that remember every time somebody's on the show, his name comes up. That man has got to have the biggest head in the world by now. He really does. We love Drewski. We respect the guy. He's been a friend of ours for years, but I have never heard anybody's name come out of so many people's mouths in my life.
Well, here's
Good
the
at his
thing,
craft.
right?
He's good at his craft.
Here's the thing, right? Okay. So, of course, Drewski and Sparksy have had one hell of a long-standing rivalry, right?
Okay.
Sparksy loved it. Sparksy has also revealed to me that he has loved his rivalry with me. I've loved my rivalry with him. My one thing bring this full fucking circle.
Oh,
Oh my
well,
God.
you might have to pay Premiere to say that. Careful there.
I ain't paying Premiere for nothing.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, because what I'm laughing about, first of all, I'm laughing at the end where you use the term full circle and what Paul said. But I'm sorry, I cannot help it. But every single time that you hear Sparksy and Drewski mentioned in the same sentence, I go automatically back to Drewski's episode where he was talking about the biggest crush on Drew.
Yeah,
Oh,
Kills me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sparksy has
Yes,
also had the biggest
Sparksy.
crush.
First show
Sparksy
that
has
went up the
also had
wall.
it from me as well, believe it or not.
Well, I just know that I think what was it? I think I actually come out and asked Drew when he was going to go gay for Sparksy when Drew was on. I think that was my actual question to him because that was the only way to ask it. He got a big kick out of it.
Hmm.
But I'm going to be honest with you. I've had, out of all the characters with Sparksy, okay, I've had feuds with Sparksy as Tristan Fang, which was a violent feud. And in essence, I'm also currently in a rivalry with another alternate of his, Jacques LaRue,
I heard him. Yeah.
the gentleman.
Hmm.
Um,
I don't know if I've ever. I don't. I mean,
Yeah, I've seen his name pop up.
okay. I've never seen. That. I've never seen that particular Avian do anything. So I'm not familiar with him. Huh.
well, let's just say it this way: Jacques LaRue is an eccentric character, and I honestly love the way he is. I honestly love the way Sparksy has set up Jacques LaRue. It's amazing. Every match, every promo, everything he does with Jacques is just out of this world. You have got to see it for yourself if you haven't before.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't. So now I'm definitely gonna check it out. I mean, he's eccentric, so like, what's he do? Kind of do the original Triple H Blue Blood thing?
No, actually, he's eccentric in the fact that Jacques LaRue is very flamboyant. And I mean, very flamboyant.
Oh, like Rico.
Yeah.
Oh wait, what do we got here? Oh, okay, we got it. Oh, okay. Don't know what
Uh,
Kimmel is. Okay, let's put some stuff in too.
Also, Drewski did point out a fun fact. Yes, he and I have ring announced for each other, but yeah, never faced each other one on one.
Well, you might have to set
Well,
that up.
you might have that. There you go. You might have to figure out a way to get that set up. I mean, you and he are. You guys are in the same.
I've actually asked him for a match before. I know he's not had the time for it because he's always he's been busy, and I understand that. I'm a very, very patient man.
Okay, well, good for you. But I mean, it seems like you both would have a lot of fun doing that. That'd be something I think we would all enjoy seeing.
Sounds like it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a short break here in a minute for our sponsors. So make sure that any questions that you have for TJ, please get them into DM4Z. Also, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And people always ask him, why do you do that? It's like, well, because it kind of helps with the algorithms, and it kind of helps get the show out there. And yes, we understand we're not going to become super famous. We're not going to be able to make a living doing this, but we do want to get people in SL interested in what we're doing. So make sure you do all that. So let's take a quick sponsor break, and we'll be right back.
Bitch Please has teamed with whatchamacallit. Brings you all of your clothing needs from custom wrestling attire to everyday clothes. Established in 2007, whatchamacallit is one of the oldest clothing stores in SL. For more information, contact Bannock Og. Custom work is available, and they have clothes for men and women.
Have you ever logged into Second Life just to spend time with that special someone? Or just to escape that headache called real life and you just can't seem to find anything to do? Well, here at Warblood City, we have got something for you. Rentable bikes for a bike ride, a cafe for that date night, or a place to catch up with friends over tea and coffee. We also have our very own movie theater, so make sure you check out what's on the big screen. Every year from the 21st of September until the 1st of November, there is Warblood City's annual Autumn Carnival, so make sure to check that out. All you got to do is go into your search bar and type in Warblood Isle. Take the teleport, and welcome to the last stop you'll need for fun. We will see you all very, very soon.
LPW, otherwise known as Limitless Pro Wrestling. Check out their shows Riot Thursday nights at 4 p.m. SLT, then catch them again on Unleashed Sundays at 1 p.m. SLT.
Aaron's Domain is a SL-themed server for friends, family, and the SL wrestling community. They have all sorts of channels and categories that may pique your interest and are currently tied to several other feds in the SL community, whether Rain works there or not. They do show their support for the family in the best way that they can. If you wish to become a member and join us, feel free to ask herself or Chrissy, and they will get back to you. Welcome to the Aaron family, and the door is always open.
Premier Wrestling is Second Life's leading federation for virtual sports entertainment, where passion meets performance, and the spotlight's not just on the ring, it's on you. We're recruiting now. Wrestlers, commentators, managers, referees. If you've got the drive, we've got the platform. With 4 electrifying weekly shows, Overload, Attitude, Rise, and ABW, Premier isn't just entertainment, it's a movement, a community, a gateway to the virtual world, proudly partnered with Linden Labs. Whether you're here to compete, perform, or elevate the action behind the scenes, there's a place for you in the Premier family. Step into the story. Visit premier-wrestling.com and join the action.
All right, welcome back. And if you are just now joining us, we have the one and only TeJay Valatore in the studio with us. And you're going to have to go back and watch and listen if you're just now coming in, because there's been some very interesting facts that TeJay has let us know, and we still have more to come. So, TeJay, we went over your favorite opponents. We went over who you would like to get into the ring with. How about you talk about being a wrestling fan in real life, and you already mentioned some of your favorite people, like Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, The Undertaker, and things like that. So when it comes to being a real life wrestling fan, what are your favorite type of matches to watch?
My favorite types of matches, anything that puts anybody in a cage. Show me a cage match.
Okay, we're talking about wrestling. Never mind. Shut up, Brian.
It's always one.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Goes down the gutter.
No, anything that puts anybody in a cage. Hell in a Cell cage match. Elimination Chamber out of that has got to be my favorite. Otherwise, it's, believe it or not, I can sit there and watch an hour-long Iron Man match all day long.
If it's entertaining, I agree with that.
The other favorite is an I Quit match.
Okay, so you said that you like to watch anything, the cage matches and all that. I'm gonna mention 3 matches, and I want your opinion on them. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Octagon that your boy Steve Blackman and Owen Hart did. Octagon match.
Probably my least favorite.
Okay. The Punjabi prison match. Batista and the Great Khali.
Fun concept, but poorly executed. I want to see it executed better.
How do you execute it better, though? It's impossible.
Yeah, how would you set it up? If they come to you and said, "Hey, how would you set this up? What would you do to make it better?"
That's a question I could not answer.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Honestly,
that's why they never do it again.
It's one that's just, I don't know if it's possible to do it even better, but still, it's a fun concept, though. I will give it that. Very fun.
Okay, now the last one, and if you've watched that terrible movie like a lot of us did, you'll know what that triple stack cage match WCW.
Okay, triple stacked cage match.
When they actually did it as a pay-per-view.
Okay. The one they actually did it as a pay-per-view, I'm going to be honest with you, I could watch it all day. In fact, I've seen 2 versions of it. One where you just get the title at the top of the cage and that's it. Or the one where you grab the title and you have to bring it out. Loved both of them.
Yeah, I think it's a cool match. Yeah.
It's actually a very cool concept. It's multi-person. It was multi-person either way. very, very well done on WCW's part for that.
Okay, Emma just threw out into open mic the Kennel from Hell match. I'm not gonna lie, I've never even heard of that one.
That was one of the
Okay,
worst matches ever.
Yeah, I saw that match and I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Because I can tell you what those dogs were doing. They
Yeah.
weren't even trying to bite the competitors that got out of there.
Yeah,
They were
they're
just
shitting and pissing everywhere.
oh, they were doing more than that. I can tell. They were doing a
Was that
lot more.
that wasn't on the same one with that terrible the Halloween Havoc match with the electric chair and
Oh,
the
that
lever
was that was a
the
good
lever
match.
the
Abdullah the
lever
Butcher.
was fake.
No. So that was a different show entirely. That was I
Okay,
think that was
okay,
a different. I think that was WCW.
That was early
Uh,
okay,
'90s. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
the one that's being asked about, that was WWF. That was I think Al Snow versus Big Boss Man.
Yeah. It was
Okay.
on a Raw, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
And then WCW had that horrific Halloween Havoc where they had the electric chair and Abdullah the Butcher was
See,
involved in it,
I got a
and the
question.
switch and the switch fell down and it didn't even work, and Cactus Jack had to get up there and put it up and then push it back down
The
so
whole match,
the
though,
cue was
see,
right.
yeah, that ending was bad as that, but that whole match was pretty good. People don't give that match the credit it deserves. The whole match was good, but the prop messed up. But that
yeah,
whole match was really entertaining.
Okay,
it
I got it.
was.
I got it. All right. Well, it is question and answer time. Z, do you have anything for our guest?
I actually do have quite a few that have come in.
Wait a minute, Mike's not here, is he?
Oh boy.
I have not seen anything from Mike.
Okay.
Speaking of Mike, I actually did face off against Chris Crossfade in a very funny match.
Oh, nice. Okay, we'll get to that if we have time after we get done with the questions.
Well, we have Miss Foxy Beth Ann, who would like to know who is your favorite SL wrestler to watch in the ring that you've never faced?
My favorite SL wrestler to watch in the ring that I've never faced.
And I swear to God, if you say Paul Slater, I'm kicking you out.
I don't know.
No, it's oh, this is a toss up. What a way to stump. Because I've got a few.
Oh.
Favorite that I've never faced. Drewski's an obvious answer. Well, I've shared the ring with him once, so I can't say that. Favorite that I've never ever faced, never ever shared the ring with, would have to be. Actually, I mentioned him earlier, K-Pow.
Okay. Hi, I'm obvious. Drewski. Hi, I'm obvious. Wow.
And I say K-Pow for two reasons. One, he's comical, and two, he does amazing work. I think the other person that I've never faced that I love seeing would be Javier Azul.
Javier Azul. I heard that name.
Oh, there's you. Yeah, I'm not familiar with him. Okay, you got to educate. Yeah, you got to educate me on that name.
Javier Azul. Okay, how about this one? Wolfie Kessel.
Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, I know Wolfie. Okay,
Yeah.
I know who Wolfie is. Okay, I got you.
Wolfie Kessel.
Okay, not a problem.
Either or, I love seeing him work. It's just a sight to see.
Yeah, he was the owner of PHW, which is Powerhouse Wrestling, that I was involved with a short period of time, and I got to watch him. Never got to be in the ring with him, but got to watch. So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I agree with you on that. Yeah. All right, what else we got, Z?
Well, we are supposed to get some reactions, and apparently you're going to be hating on Kimberly Smith here
Oh
for the.
boy.
Wait, who's going to be hating? You got three of us sitting here.
I'm guessing TJ,
Okay.
but the first we are supposed to mention to get the reaction would be Circus Ringmasters.
And clown.
Was that the reaction she was looking for?
I don't know, but that's the reaction there is. And clown. Done. I'm still waiting on that bitch to return.
Okay, I got to hear the backstory on this one.
So, Abitude and Clown and I were in a bit of a storyline while I was still sitting on the commentary desk, believe it or not.
That's what
It
she
was kind
got.
of a
Hold on, real
versus-
quick, TJ. She always picks on people who were on the commentary desk, number one. So go ahead, finish your story.
No, I'm actually the one that instigated it this time. So I was being a little instigator on the commentary desk. You know, her and I had talked to me and Kimberly Smith. We talked it out. I'm going to be an instigator, a little asshole, and you know, just make fun of the fact that they use "and" instead of "a" when it comes to that prior to words that start with a freaking consonant.
Okay.
It's still kind of a running gag between us. But we turned it into a storyline where Abitude would basically injure me and allow me to actually go out. This was after the time that two very unfortunate events happened in my real life. One of them, which I was at BCW for, and I actually found out at the start of the show, unfortunately, because that was December 6th, 2022. I remember it. I will never forget it because that is the day my father was hit and killed by an 18-year-old driver.
Oh, jeez. Sorry to hear that.
About a month after I lost my mother.
Oh,
Both
wow.
my parents are gone. So I worked it with Abitude. So it did two things. One, it actually told a hell of a story. People were eating it up. But two, it also gave me time to go, kind of go on the back burner and, just kind of, get through a tough time in my life.
Understand.
Okay. So you mean Abitude actually did something good for a change?
Correct. Abitude
All
actually had
right.
done something good for me as well. So I
All
have
right.
Abitude
Good for
to thank for that.
good for
Speaking
Abby.
of Kimberly Smith, they did help a decent little bit when I was still learning stuff and in-ring stuff as well.
Okay. All right. That's fair. Okay. And Z, you were continuing?
Hold on, I got a question real
Well-
quick, Z. Before you answer that, what are you wearing? I don't
Huh?
even look like Z's wearing anything. She's got this little skimpy outfit on. I didn't know we were doing a Halloween show already.
Wait. Why are you checking my wife out?
Hey, man, I'm doing the camera work and I'm right on her, and I see everything.
Hey, the
Don't
bits
be
are
jealous.
covered. I'm all good.
Don't
So,
be.
Yeah,
You
let's
don't have
move
a
on
wife
to the
that looks
next
like mine.
question here. Let's move on to the next part from Miss Kimberly Smith before we get too lost in ourselves. How about that?
well, you managed to mix her two reactions together because she wanted to poke at you about the "and" thing as well. Uh, but she has got a few questions for you.
Okay.
Apparently, she is filling in for Mike today.
Ah.
And all the
All right, let's
questions
go.
will be revolved around Kimberly Smith too. So go ahead.
Right?
All right. Let's go. Let's go. Hit me.
Okay. Your favorite women's wrestler to watch?
Favorite women's wrestler?
That begins with the letter K.
Okay. I have two that top the list. They're equal. Venom the Kraken, Lady Death.
Lady Death, yeah, big fan.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lady Death gets mentioned a lot.
If you want a close second, believe it or not, Chiyoko.
Yoko from.
Oh.
Yeah.
You want a close
Wait,
third? Rena Kadoya and Koi Kiori tied.
Okay. Huh. That's a couple of names we haven't heard yet.
Yeah.
These people are somebody's gonna go say, "Oh, you guys are mentioned on this," and they're gonna start listening and be like, "Why don't we know about you all?" Because you all don't get out of your bubbles. Get Koi on here. It would be great to be able to get Koi on here if we knew who she was and knew where to find her. So like we go out looking for people.
All right. That answers that question. What's next?
Okay. What match type would you love to do in Second Life?
So match types. Does it have to be an established match type?
I don't think so.
So I've got two answers. Again, match type I would love to do. Hell in a Cell. It's for established types. It's actually mixed. It's actually tied between Hell in a Cell and I'd love to be in an elimination chamber. The other one, not established, is actually part of the reason for my moniker, a gimmick match, known as a Mobian's Death Match. I could go over the rule.
Yeah.
So
Wait, a what?
Mobian's Death Match. So,
I got to hear this.
So the rules are actually as follows, okay? And they can be modified, but the basic rules are as follows, okay? So each participant gets one weapon. That weapon is hung above the ring. Each competitor can only go after their own weapon to start. You must fight to get to your weapon. Once you have your weapon in hand, then the match becomes, can you knock your opponent dead out to the point where the referee says they can no longer continue.
Nice.
So we're going Thunderdome here.
We are going more than Thunderdome because this one will not happen in a cage. This one can go anywhere in the arena. You can go to the top of the Tron. You can go to the audience. You can go anywhere you want.
This sounds kind of like the Raven match in TNA. That Clockwork Orange match, whatever.
My question for it is that he said, which I understand, saying that each participant will choose a weapon, and then when they go after a weapon, they can only grab their weapon of choice. My question is that if the opponent grabs a weapon and uses it on you, can you turn around and use their weapon against them, or are you not allowed to use a weapon until you get yours?
You are, if you can disarm your opponent by any means necessary. You are allowed to actually disarm your opponent and take their weapon even before you've retrieved yours.
Okay.
But the whole point is each participant retrieves their weapon, then it turns into a knockdown, drag-out brawl until someone is out cold. So you would still have to retrieve your weapon, even if you disarmed your opponent, to be able to get to your weapon.
Oh, okay. Because I'm sitting there going, that wouldn't be quite right if you can't use a weapon until you get yours. Okay.
No, you can.
That's why I had to ask.
You can use a weapon. You just have to disarm your opponent.
Okay. All right.
So if your opponent gets their weapon first, you disarm them. You take their weapon. You are allowed to use their weapon.
Okay. All right. Well, that's complete. That's okay. Then that's a fair match because I was like, I'm always willing. It's like, okay, there's some detail I'm missing in there. So yeah, I'm always.
Now there is a sudden death rule in the match as well. I've built it in. Okay. Basically, if neither competitor at any point in time is able to continue, then the rule becomes whoever can get to their feet unassisted, meaning no props, no other person, no anything, must get to your feet unassisted and stay there for the count of 5, will win the match.
Oh, wow. Count of 5.
Yeah. You must be able to stay on your feet.
Wow. That would be a very fast-moving match then.
It would be no pinfalls, no submissions, no disqualifications, no countouts.
Complete knockout.
Yep. Has to be complete knockout. The rules can be modified if need be, if weapons cannot be hung above the ring, to require a pinfall to get your weapon.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
But that pinfall does not end the match.
Okay. All right. Well, wow. That would take some planning to do on that one.
Oh, definitely.
Okay. That would be a lot of fun. All right, Z, what do we got?
Well, we are going to step away from Miss Kimberly for a second. We will get back to her because our very own Miss Trixie has a question for TJ.
Wait a minute.
She
Wait a
would
minute.
like,
Are we allowed? Are you going to be allowed to ask this question on air?
yes,
I mean,
yes,
they do live. They do live together. Remember?
yes, I
Okay.
know. I've
Okay.
already checked to make sure that it's broadcast safe.
TJ, did
Okay.
you really have a headache last night?
Why the hell can't you pick up your socks and underwear? No, she would like to ask what inspired your Kitsune Husky furry?
My Kitsune Husky furry. Okay. One. That part of that stems from me being a huge Sonic fan and my love of Tails. If you notice, Tails has two tails, not just one. He would count as a Kitsune, who just doesn't have his other 7 tails yet, technically. But the other thing is that a husky is actually my spirit animal.
Okay.
Yeah, shocker. Huskies are actually my spirit animal, and I've always liked kitsunes.
There you go.
So put the two together. There you go.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was really expecting Trixie to ask that question to put him on the spot. I was really expecting that to be the real question. I really was. I'm sorry. If that would have been my real life, or that would have been Z, they would have called me out in a heartbeat. So that's
Oh,
I get
Trust
that.
yeah.
me, Trixie would call me out in a heartbeat if she had any grief with me about that. In fact, she would have called me out on that personally.
But we have to be here to hear it. We want to be able to hear it. Okay, we got anything else, Z?
Now we will jump back to Miss Kimberly.
Oh
We've got
boy.
break because she is absolutely determined to fill in for Mike today. So, do you have a favorite commentary partner?
Oh,
Obvious answer is Trixie Vondergeist.
that's the obvious answer. Now give us the
That's
real
the
answer.
that's the obvious answer.
Now give the real answer.
Favorite commentary partner is Johnny LaMonaco.
WWE.
Actually, he's also been at WPWF. That's why I
WTWF.
first.
You're right. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yep, that's why I first worked with him. Johnny LaMonaco is my favorite. Outside of Trixie, which again, it's obvious answer, Johnny LaMonaco.
Drewski on that brother Johnny.
Drewski does run alongside Johnny LaMonaco. I will say that.
Yeah, I've heard Drewski on the on Cosby before. I'm not gonna lie, we give Drewski a hard time, and like I said, he's been a friend of ours for a long time, friend of the
He's
show, of course.
actually sat with us at Fusion once, as a guest commentator, as Neon, and I
Right.
absolutely fucking loved it. I had a fucking laugh. It was a riot.
Yeah, to be perfectly honest, there's not a lot he can't do, or if he can't do it, he will at least try. When he tries, he usually comes out. He usually comes out killing it. So I'm not gonna lie, I wish I had half his talent. That's just being perfectly honest.
I got to be honest with you here. Speaking of Neon, I was a huge fan of Trench Brothers from the get-go, and then I had a feud with them.
How did that feud turn out?
Turned out well. Why do you think me and Baza had a feud? Why do you think me and Baza had a feud? It was part of that.
Well, it's easy to get into a feud with Basel because sometimes he doesn't know when to shut up.
No, actually,
Oh,
there's a secondary story behind that, but I'll get into that once we get through probably another question, unless you guys want me to explain.
no, go ahead.
I was actually supposed to feud with Benja. Benja had to take some time off, so I ended up feuding with Baza, and it was a whole hell of a lot of fun. That's the short
Hey,
of it.
okay. Well, I mean, that's all. We've said it before. As long as you're having fun.
Hell yeah, have fun with SL wrestling. Do it for the freaking story, not for the title. I mean,
Oh,
That's our
granted,
motto.
absolutely.
Granted, I am the longest reigning BCW World Heavyweight Champion of all time, current and not only singular but combined.
Not bragging, are you?
Yeah, sounds like
Just a little.
you're bragging a little bit.
Yeah, right.
Titles
Just a
don't
little
matter,
bit.
even though I was a 16-time world champion, BCW longest ever. Like that was very, very detailed and sounded like very detailed.
Just bragging a little bit there.
Yeah.
I gotta brag. I got a
Just
right
a little
to.
bit. All right. Do we have any more, Z?
Oh, yes, we do. We are not done yet.
Oh boy.
What? What is your favorite SL moment you've been a part of, be it commentary or wrestler?
He's sitting in it right now.
Yep.
Oh. Wrestle Series 15. My voice died. That was my favorite. I was the ring announcer that night, and my voice freaking died. Drewski was about to take. Drewski was going to take over for me the very next year, and he was just like, "Let him have it." I don't know. I would honestly like to know how Drewski truly felt that night, because I didn't want to take anything away from him, to be honest with you, but I know I from what I understood, he didn't want to. Oh, I remember that too. Drewski also had to push me out of the ring too, and I was like, "What the hell?" I couldn't even move.
And for those of you all who are listening to us on Dark Star Radio, Drewski actually answered. He said, "You crashed, and I was about to cover your ass for the rest of the show."
Yeah, it was right before Drewski's match too. It was a tag match. I was in the middle of the ring announcing, and I got through that, but then I was like, "Fuck, I can't move. Somebody help me get the hell out of this ring."
Oh, and
So
of course, Drewski helped you out the hard way.
Drewski and Maxwell both helped me get the hell out of the ring and get me to safety so I could crash and, return safely and not in the middle of the ring.
Oh, well, good for them. Good for
I
them.
thank them for that. I truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank them for that, because that was I can't even express in words. But my voice dying was my favorite, because I was enjoying myself. I was enjoying the fact that, hell yeah, I was hyping up Wrestle Series. I was making it. I was helping to make it the spectacle it needed to be, and I was just, I was just doing what I wanted to do there. It was just so much. I crashed,
Right.
but I managed to make it back.
It does happen, because it's happened to me several times where you have to crash and people are like, and you're like, "Come on, let me get back in. Let me get back in. I need to get this over. People are waiting. People are waiting." I get it.
That's why learning lineups in wrestling is important. That's
Absolutely
so true.
is. All right, let's continue, Z.
Oh, yes, we have one more from Miss Kimberly, and I will give you fair warning now. Mike has joined the chat.
We said his name too many times.
And he
yes, he got mentioned enough times. He is Beetlejuice. He has arrived.
Beetlejuice.
Bad Mike.
So, Mr. TeJay, if you faced Abby, what would the match be?
Oh, me
Boring.
and Abby have already got that set up.
It would be boring.
What kind of
I
match?
just answered it. No, I answered it'd be boring.
What kind of match? Is that what we're getting at here? I want clarification.
Yes, it's what would the match be if you faced Abby?
Oh, Mobian death match.
How about a shut Abby's mouth up match?
That is a shut Abby's mouth up match.
Ooh. Paul's poking the bear.
I'm gonna skip it.
No, we were actually supposed to do that.
What, shut Abby's mouth up match? I'll ref.
We were actually supposed to do the Mobians. Abby was actually supposed to be the first one to face me in a Mobian's death match.
Okay, but Emma put a stipulation there. You both have to dress as and clown.
Done.
Oh,
Done.
I want to be there to
I will
video that
dress
one. I'm
as and clown
sorry.
for it.
And clown.
Oh my god! And of course, Chrissy yells out, "No clowns!"
No, but seriously though, if the match ever does happen, it will be a Moby and Death match.
Okay, Moby and
Very
death match
cool.
between TJ and Abby, and Paul gets to ref it, and
Yeah,
Paul
I'm
gets to
roughing it.
ref it, and I get to call it.
Yeah.
You know what? If Paul wants to ref it, Paul can be the traffic cop for it. You can be on comms for it, BK, as long as we get one other person.
Ooh.
We get you, BK, we get Trixie on the comms, we get one person to be ring announcer.
Drewski.
No,
Who?
he's got somebody else in mind.
Nay.
Ah, nay.
Day. Okay. Oh well, if that's the case, then Day would have to join us on comms too. She would have to. I'm sorry, Day could not be there without being on comms.
No, she could join y'all on comms.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with. Okay, I can do that one. I can do that. Yeah. All right. What else do we have, Z?
All right, we are hopping back to Miss Foxy. Your favorite in-ring performer other than a wrestler in SL wrestling?
In-ring performer other than a wrestler?
Hmm.
As in a valet?
Well,
A
you figure your
manager.
referees, your ring announcers, you know, anybody that's in the ring that's not a wrestler.
Ooh. I've never
And
thought
you
about
can't.
this one.
And you can't say Paul Slater because he has been in the ring.
Wow, that one I can't.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I can answer that one. And my favorite one, and it's not because I was in the Fed. I'm not gonna lie, it was Earl. Because depending on who was running Earl, depending on his attitude. Because if I ran him, he was a smartass. When other people ran him, he was a drunk.
I can't. Wow. Yeah, that's really putting me
You
on the
know, the
spot
answer's
there.
obvious here, TJ, and you're going to be in a lot of hot water because you're not answering this question.
But what do you think the answer is, Paul?
Trixie.
No, Trixie's an obvious answer.
Dun dun dun.
Trixie is an obvious answer, and she usually does not step into the ring.
Okay,
Even
fair
There you
though
go.
enough.
she has
You're
stepped
welcome.
into the ring
You're welcome.
a couple of times. It's a handful of times. Even she could probably count them on one hand. And it was great. Gotta give her that. Faith Doombringer, but we know who that is. I would have to go. Wow.
We're getting a lot of
Favorite
people
in.
chat. We're getting a lot of people saying Enzo in chat.
Enzo's a AVW.
Yeah.
No, I've never seen Enzo. I
Yeah.
can't say him. And you said I can't say Paul Slater.
You can say it.
How
Don't
about
listen to
how about
him.
how about the masquerade?
How about this?
Toastifer.
How about this? I say it's a toss up between Paul Slater and Cameron Jordanson, and we call it a day. Even though
Woo, nature boy.
Okay.
sorry, shit. Sorry, wrong person. Oh shit.
what the hell? What
Okay.
the heck was that?
Mike's banned. Mike's banned from questions.
Mike's done. Mike's done. He's
Yeah, he's
drunk
banned.
already.
He's banned.
Mike Pop. Don't worry, Mike. You can hang around because we're going to be doing our spooky special here in just a little bit. You'll be able to get on Mike then. All right. What else we got? What else we got, Z?
Okay,
I'm having a Mike doing his Ric Flair.
now we are going to flip over to our mic questions.
Here we
boy.
go.
Oh boy.
Mike likes to do.
Uh-huh.
Is there any particular person who you either worked with briefly or haven't worked with that you felt you wanted to do a full feud with but never got to do it?
Jack Campion.
Oh, that was quick.
I had a brief feud with him, but it didn't last long. It was actually intermittent. I want to do a single feud with him. Yeah, we had a few good matches together, but it was kind of muddled up because there was also Michael Thomas involved in that, in a manner of speaking. So single feud wise, I want to do one with him, but I also want to do a full feud. Someone I haven't worked with, someone I haven't named. Want to do a full feud. I'd actually like to do a full-on feud with Dominic Carson. I haven't worked with him. I want to do a full feud with him. I figure he'd be a real hoot to work with.
Now, he's in BCW?
BCW?
No, you said Carson. What fed's he in?
Carson's in VWE.
VWE, okay.
All right, Z, what do we got? What else?
Okay, we are still on Mr. Mike.
Of course.
Being someone who was mainly behind the mic and then given a chance to be in the ring, do you prefer yourself in the newer role as a wrestler, or does it not matter to you?
Doesn't matter to me.
So
That's
you
why
are
I'm still...
so you are one of those that it's like it doesn't matter what I do as long as it helps the show. You're not all about you.
No, as long as I can be part of the show and make the show as best as it can be, it does not matter where I am. If I am on the commentary desk, if I am the ring announcer, or if I have a match, it does not matter. I have literally walked into Primal. I've walked into BCW even after I've gotten into the ring, sat on commentary. I will sit, even if I have a match that night. I've had a few times where I've had a match. I will sit on commentary, even just for a brief moment to, make sure everything runs smoothly.
Okay, that's fair. All right, well, that's a good answer because most, honestly, a lot of the answers that we get are, well, I need to be in the ring because that's what people expect from me. And it's like, nah, really, you can do a little bit more than that because you see everybody doing everything to help
And
people.
actually, I misspoke earlier. I did actually work with one of the Carsons recently.
Okay.
That would be Bray.
Bray Carson, okay.
I had a match with him at Roll Call where my BCW World title was on the line.
And because you were bragging about it earlier, you won.
I did.
Because I was going to say, because you're bragging about being the longest reigning champion, so that means
And
you
that was
actually
actually
won
my 37th title defense because that made me the longest reigning.
No, that was actually my...
There you go. He knows.
7th successful title defense overall.
Okay, well, in SL Wrestling, that's quite a few.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we got else? What else is from Mad Mike?
We have a follow-up to our last question there. Do you find that there was a pigeonhole you had to break? As we could imagine that after you were mainly on voice, your voice could have been more needed on comms, but you wanted to wrestle. Did you face that, or do you still face that?
I still face that. It's still a pigeonhole I face even to this day because, again, as stated, my voice was used as commentary. My voice is known for that. But what I really want to do is wrestle. But at the same time, it's like I'm also needed. Like, people know me as a commentator, so they want me as a commentator at the same time, and they also want me as a ring. Some shows even want me as a ring announcer. So it's really a toss up as to what I do per show. A lot of the times, except for like Friday at 6 and Saturday at 6, that's not really a toss up because I know where I'm going to be.
Right.
Do I want to wrestle in VWE? Yes. But I don't feel that there's enough. I honestly don't feel like there's actually enough room to fit me in while still having an official ring announcer there at the same time. It's kind of that one pigeonhole that probably is going to take a longer time to fill than a lot of people would like, even myself.
Well,
It's
BWE
basically
got
like typecast as an actor, right?
Say again?
It's basically like being typecast as an actor.
It
Once they get
is.
used to a certain role, that's the only place they want to see you, even if you want to branch out into something else.
Right. I literally in BCW, I told Papa, "Hey, I want to get into the ring," and his response was, "Okay," and he did it. The BCW was actually the first Fed to give me a chance in the ring, and it took off. I'm glad I made that decision. But at the same time, I will still do commentary. I will still do ring announcing. Any of the Feds I work in as needed. I've done it for DCWF, BCW Primal, you name it.
good answers because, like you said, I like hearing the fact that you're willing to do whatever needs to be done for the show and not just for you.
I'm even willing to learn production.
All right, Z, what's next?
We have one more from Mike. This will round us out. With you being around feds in different roles and different levels of activity, what to you is a fed killer? A bugbear or a certain thing in feds that you see that could lead to disaster and we could do without as a whole?
Oh, this can go a lot of ways. Because I'm going to be honest with you, this one I have way more answers for than I'd like. Bad commentary. Basically, anytime the commentary is just dull, it can kill a show. People in the ring, people who get in the ring who are just total pricks or don't know what they're doing and are just doing it to try to get their name out there. I hate that. People who just brag on and on and on and on and on about themselves. It's really a killer. Production value wise, it's even a bad match can even kill a show. But what can really kill a Fed at the end of the day, and this is the ultimate thing that kills a Fed, in my opinion, just way too much bullshit. And I'm saying bullshit rather than drama because that is what it is. It is bullshit when people just go out and they cause just so much crap and give a bad name to a federation or give a bad name to anybody in a federation. They shit talk a Fed. It burns my ass to see that happening. It really does. Because really, you shouldn't be talking shit about a Fed. I mean, there's one caveat, one asterisk I will put in here. Unless the Fed itself is not really a Fed and just one person on 70 different alternates doing everything and only just a few other persons in there. Yeah, that if it's that, then I don't count it as a Fed. But if it's a full-fledged Fed with a full roster, you got different people behind the avatars, you got different, things going on. Don't shit talk the Fed. Because then you basically you are representing your federation or federation. When you shit talk a Fed you are not a part of or won't be a part of or haven't been a part of, what you're really doing is you are disrespecting every Fed you are in, and you are disrespecting every person you've ever worked with. You are disrespecting everything you appear to stand for, including yourself.
What?
And
I do
really
agree. I was doing the whoops against myself because of something I did about a month ago. But anyway, it happens. Things happen. All right, what else we got there? Yeah, I know I'm grounded. I know. Okay, Z, what else we got?
We have reached the end of our questions finally.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
You mean you mean even though Mike come in late, we only got the few. Mike must, yeah. Somebody said it earlier. Mike must not be feeling well today.
Well, I mean, Kim did do a pretty good job of filling in
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So,
I totally agree. I totally agree with that. I totally agree. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this episode. We want to thank one more time Mr. TeJay Valatore. Now, TJ, usually at the end here, as you've heard, we always give, an opportunity for you to pass on any information, pass on any knowledge, any advice that you wish to. Right here at the end, kind of like a reverse Jerry Springer, where the advice actually makes sense. Yeah, go ahead and take a moment, and then we'll close it out.
Well, if anything, guys, what I can say is if you want something, go for it. If you really, really want to be a wrestler, get into it, learn it, love it, put some passion in your work, really show that you want to do something. If you want to be a commentator, bring in some passion, bring in some flair. Don't be dull. You want to be a ring announcer, again, don't be a dull butt about it. Don't be a dull ass. Have fun with it. Don't listen to any of the BS drama that goes on because there's a lot of it. It can really wear you down. And also, and I will say this, as you're going through if you're going through your journey, whether you're a veteran, a newbie, what have you, always, always, always have a good time. And always take care of yourself in real life. Remember, real life does come first. If you're not able to do something because real life comes up, take that into account before you go into that ring. And again, just bring some passion to what you do. Really work at it, because if you don't bring the passion, everybody's going to know about it, and you're not going to be looked at kindly. And I really want to try to see everybody put their best foot forward. And that goes for anything you do in life. Just put your best foot forward, put yourself out there. I know a lot of people are shy and nervous. Don't let that break you. Don't let that bring you down. And don't ever give up. SL Wrestling can be for everybody, whether you are a commentator, ring announcer, wrestler, referee, production, manager, or valet. Does not matter. There is a place for everybody in SL Wrestling.
All right. Paul, do you have anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Nah, that was good, TJ. That was good.
Yep. All right. Once again, thank you all very much. We will see you all next time.
Thanks for having me.
Fourth Wall Podcast with Paul and BK. We are bringing you a form of entertainment like never before at SL. We're going to dive into how real life crosses into SL, with stories you may or may not know being told by the people behind the avatar, and give you a different perspective on what you thought may have known. Shows drop on YouTube each and every Sunday. You can also catch us on Dark Star Radio every Monday at 6 a.m. SLT, then again repeating on Thursday at 12 p.m. SLT. For more information, contact Paul Slater or BK Tigerfish.